I guess I should probably talk about this. This is a pretty colony. This is actually probably the most colony I've seen so far. Whoa. That's an interesting mech. I don't get the whole, the flame clock is a decoy, you know, false one. It's like, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but at the same time, but why though? It only makes sense from the gamification of this. Unless literally they're cheating the whole battle with like Keves and Agnus and they just got like a fake one to... You know, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that makes a hell of a lot more sense. Why don't more people have fake Bed of Woes and Wishes? Ooh. Why don't more people have fake ones? Goo goo.
Everyone, we've been waiting for you.
This is awesome! Did you guys make this?
I suppose we did. Whenever we say farewell to a friend, we plant flower seeds. They kept growing over time, and before we knew it, we had this.
It's beautiful, but to think of all the departed.
Standing still spells death. If we can't achieve victory, there will be no tomorrow. But still, we didn't want to forget that they were all here once.
So that's why you're getting all teary-eyed.
What? No. It's just the pollen.
It doesn't take much to get Commander Boohoo here going.
Irma!
Looks like you're taking a lot on your shoulders. Doesn't it weigh you down?
A little. I just wish I wasn't such a weakling.
You can put the burden down whenever you want, you know. You can still choose to keep things the same as always. I wouldn't think any less of you if you did. Neither would anyone else here.
I love you for saying that, Irma. Just like I love everyone here. And Colony Mew, where I met you all. And ever since I realized that, tomorrow stopped looking so dark. And that's exactly why I can't run away from my responsibility.
I get it. Whatever happens, I trust in you.
And I trust you too.
Fiona, Irma. All the squad leaders have assembled. We can start the meeting at your convenience.
Understood. I'll be right there.
Oh, but before that, Fifi... Tickle ambush! Coochie coochie coo!
Stop it!
Loosen up, Fifi. Get it all out of you.
Yep, now she's back to herself.
We're waiting in the square.
Why? I'll get you back, you'll see.
Run away!
It's hard to imagine that the console will make it easy for us with the flame clock. Someone will surely pay for this with their life. Again. Please, do whatever you can to make sure it's not Fiona.
Good to add more names.
The further I get with this game, the more I question how the hell did this conflict, does this conflict even function, considering how just absurdly dysfunctional the Kevesian or Argusian forces are. Like, every colony we find is less and less functional than the last. Like, you had, oh shoot, which colony was it? Party skills, is it? No, can't check it here. Is it the affinity chart? Colony affiliates. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow. Yeah, we've actually, like, looped back. I was wondering if I could actually go this entire way. Like, go around past Colony Sigma, go over here and get to the Nopon caravans. I bet we can, actually. So actually, these are the last couple of colonies. But yeah, I was thinking specifically Colony Tau. There we go. Like, Colony Tau was just filled with people that, you know, quite literally were just waiting for death, more or less. Lambda, okay, they were kind of functional, but the leader was really nice, question mark. Colony 30, Valdi. Like, this guy never cared about combat. Like, how did anybody convince them to fight for the most part? I mean, it makes sense why they fought, but, like, literally, the only colony I've found so far that even makes sense from a militaristic side of things is, like, Colony 9. And, like, 11. Every single other colony, it just feels like it's led by complete softies who, you know, haven't been fighting for their very existence for, you know, 10 years straight, under a system that more or less should be raising a bunch of absolute stone-cold monsters who don't value life at all, but instead it seems like all of these people are only held together by, like, this weird sense of tradition and a trained inability to think critically about anything, or maybe not think critically, but act upon it. You know, none of these people can really revolt. Oh, you know what? Kamaravi. He was also... Kamaravi and Ethel. Also functional military. Though questionable in terms of their capabilities in combat. Beyond just like, yeah, they can fight, but it didn't seem like they were there to do the whole steal life thing. I almost kind of wish there were a couple of colony loyalists that we could not recruit. Actually run by monsters. And I'm assuming that there are other colonies around that we haven't found. And we'll never find over the course of this game that, you know, aren't recruitable. And that's where all of the real jerks are currently. But it just feels a little weird that of all of the colonies that we find, every single one of them is recruitable, and all of them are absolute sweethearts.
Are we seriously gonna do it now? Those Kevesi dudes are still loitering around.
Who's loitering again?
God, he's huge.
Sounded like someone was having a bit of a whinge. We all good here?
We're great. Right, Tallow?
Right, Chief. No whinging here.
Say again?
Nothing to say, really.
Huh. I'll take your word for it.
Time is of the essence. Sorry to rush, but can we get straight to the point?
What should we talk about first?
All of them.
You said the colony's flame clock was a fake. What did you mean by that?
Wow, pretty blunt, huh? Honestly, we don't really know any more beyond the fact that it's a fake.
Since we never use it anyway, yeah?
When it's close to running dry, we get orders from the consul to go out and fight.
Well, what is it for then?
Do you think maybe there's some weird advantage to it? Like, maybe the colony's rank is really high, but it makes it look lower to get enemies to underestimate us.
Or the exact opposite. Actually, we're bottom tier, but it looks a lot higher to intimidate people.
Oh yeah, it could be that.
Well, your actual strength doesn't change, so it'd be pretty obvious once you get down to it.
And also, supplies from the castle are allocated based on rank. Could we see your supplies? That would give us a good idea of where you fall, rank-wise.
Nico's on warehouse detail. And I'm Nico. I'll get things ready for your inspection.
They kind of skipped over the, when it runs low, they send us out to fight. Who do they fight? They don't use it. What?
You said nobody knows where your real flame clock is except the consul. How are we supposed to find it then? I don't suppose we could just ask the consul? Oh, come on! Why the huge sigh? I was just asking. Someone had to ask.
Well, it has to be somewhere, or the status quo wouldn't be maintained. If you fight, the flame clock must fill up. Suppose you were to harvest a large pool of life in a short time.
Oh, it would flow into the real clock.
I'd like to investigate any large-scale combat engagements you may have experienced. If we're lucky, someone may have witnessed some signs of the flame clock's operation.
Could we take a look into your past battle records? Of course. I'll have them delivered to you.
If the current flame clock is fake, what happens when your rank goes up?
As far as I know, I don't think that's ever happened.
Wait, you're joking. You've always been on the same level.
Nico, that's me. Heard something from the consul one time. She said to tough it out and do exactly as instructed, and everything would be all right.
Oh? I was told something else. People only see what they want to see, I think it was.
Meaning?
Meaning, nobody actually wants to see how much is left on their clock, I guess. Yeah. I mean, if you knew, you'd just stress out over it constantly.
A little more stressing wouldn't go amiss in your case, Tallow, you turkin head.
What? Why'd you gotta call me names?
Just 'cause.
Wow.
Well, we don't know exactly what the consul intended. But she must have had something in mind to go to these lengths rigging the contraption.
It almost sounds like the consul is actually, like, either not a bad person or straight up, like, gave up on this colony. I really cannot tell.
You said the consul was away. Do you know how long for?
Tell you bluntly, we don't know either.
She's always disappearing, going off on one special mission or another.
In that case, she could be back at any time.
I'm sorry that the answer isn't very useful.
This all sounds like kind of a big deal. It doesn't bother you?
It's nothing special. We don't normally talk much about it.
She just sends us down broad stroke orders, like, go defeat those guys. Send a team to this location.
Yeah. The only time she spoke normally was that one time, wasn't it? You know, the time when Fiona became commander.
Yuck, do we have to talk about that?
About what?
When the previous commander died, Fiona clung to the consul's knees. Started saying that the way we fought was making everyone miserable.
Yeah, it turned into a whole, like, debate. Until the consul was like, fine then, you try and change it. And made Fiona the commander. What? Just like that?
I know, it was a twisted kind of punishment. But now I've got everyone else tangled up in this mess.
Whatever. We know you just want the best for us, Fifi.
That's why you get yourself in such a tizzy.
And that's why we want to support you in turn. You're good, Fiona. Better than you know.
Thanks, guys.
Punishing someone with a promotion? That's so bizarre.
So, this whole clock-breaking thing's kind of a sudden development, yeah? I wanted to ask how you lot feel about all this. We know how Fiona feels, but are you all okay with what we're about to do?
Honestly, I just want Fiona to be able to relax. Like, not have to carry all this responsibility.
That's so kind of you.
Even if we do this, people will still die.
Yeah, but if they do, it will be because of their own failure. That's not the same. She carries the banner for us, and it's because of us that it's so heavy.
But that weight's also the momentum that keeps her moving forward. I don't want us doing anything that could sully the purity of Fiona's conscience.
All right, all right. Let's all take some deep breaths.
We're all friends here. Keep it civil.
I'm happy that you're so concerned for me. Thank you.
Well, I reckon things will work out one way or another. I mean, come on. You've got us on your side.
Yeah, you tell him, Lance.
No one wants to lose their mates. Just don't lose track of what matters, yeah?
I think we've more or less heard all we need.
Yeah, I think so too. It's time to get to work. Let's check out the loose threads we've uncovered.
We should investigate the supplies in the warehouse and the colony's battle record data. Is that right? I'll make sure everyone gives you their full cooperation.
We'll also try looking around for anything we might have missed.
If anything turns up, we'll be in touch.
Good to add more names.
I'm just confused. This whole colony just seems non-functional. Or, in fact, their flame clock has... Maybe this is the colony where you find out that the flame clocks are meaningless, and if it runs out, nothing happens. Frost, Sean, instead you come back, you liars. Sorry to bother you. We were hoping to check out old battle records. Oh, right. Fifi said to expect you. Bear with me for a moment. Right. I've transferred you the data. If you see anything interesting, let me know. Thank you. We will.
Good to add more names.
Okay. There's the commissary. Cool. I'll check that out in a hot second. Get the other info. Welcome to Nico's warehouse. I'm Nico, and this is my, well, not my exactly, but it's like it's a warehouse, all right. Look around all you like. Thanks. Won't be a minute. Nothing here really stands out. It's all as I'd expect from a colony with a rank their flame clock says they are. By the way, are you the one who does inventory management here? No, I think it might be the consul. Nico only watches the warehouse. Nico, I should say, is me. Why would a consul do that themselves? I actually really hope that the consul for this area, for some bizarre reason, is actually also a sweetheart and does not want to be a consul and is just like, please break it, and then just hangs out anyway. Or they're like the most evil shit ever and you have no idea. I don't know. But I'm just kind of hoping that like we have one or two consoles that like weirdly enough are just like super detached but also kind of nice. Even though they're part of this like really horrific thing. I don't know. It's like they're part of this horrific system, but I don't know how much that... I don't know, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's not mince words. Colony Moo is weird. Mew? This is why you can't make friends. I've looked into their combat records. For the past few years, there have been no large-scale combat engagements involving Colony Mew. That in and of itself is understandable, but we can't do that investigation survey thing you thought up earlier, right? Back to the drawing board then. Well, perhaps, but what really caught my eye was that the wastelessness, so to speak. Without any big wins or losses, not only was there no large swings to the flame clock total, there were also no interruptions to the colony's supply chain over the long term. So, what's that prove except for that Fiona and the others are fending well for themselves? I gotta say, that's not really the impression I got of this place at first glance. We've heard them chatting. They don't really seem to talk a whole lot about training or strategy. And think about the personnel turnover. These are the flower garden. Notice how young they all are? Add that to the consul's extended periods of absence. Ignoring for the sake of argument the insecure environment, the colony's military results couldn't really afford such stability. Come to think of it, didn't Fifi say their colony's rank stayed the same? Right, and the flame clock issue is odd as well. I couldn't stop wondering what the point of the description was. We said we thought it could be to fool enemies, but the soldiers here aren't given information. It's not even being manipulated, it's just flat out not being supplied. Fiona and the others didn't seem to be bothered by it, but I think in the real world it wouldn't do them any favors. Right. Of the two sides, it's actually Fiona and the others that it affects. What was it that Talos said? Something about not stressing all the time? Back the snuff up. You're not saying... The people the consul wanted to deceive. Was it the residents of Colony Mew all along? There's one more thing that bothers me. Looking at Fiona and the others, didn't they remind you of someone? They don't believe in anything beyond what they can see in the moment, still thinking that fighting is everything. Like we did way back when? Right, they're so occupied with the reality put in front of them, they don't think of anything beyond that horizon. In Colony Mew's case, they don't seem much interested in anything apart from the banner that Fiona carries. True that. As soon as it's about Fiona, they all get super passionate. You think they're being used? No, it's not a question of being used or otherwise. I'd imagine we're also only seeing what we want to see. So that's why Fiona was appointed commander, because she's useful for hiding whatever's inconvenient. If the Consul had to go to such lengths to devise this, there can only be one reason. The Consul was betraying Colony Mew. The raid we interrupted must have been their doing as well. Then we gotta tell Fifi straight away. Dang. I mean, unsurprising, but still. Wait. Is this it? Yes? No, we have to be elsewhere. Okay, so that's something else.
Alright, let's get going. Time's a wasting.
That was the only discussion to be made. I wonder if they're harvesting all of the older kids. Oh, they've got red eyes.
Oh no. What's going on?
It's like back at Colony 4.
Another Moebius messing with us. Crap!
Tallow? Hey, what's wrong with you?
Sorry about this, bud.
Tallow!
Don't worry, he'll be alright. But now... Mew's Consul. It was you, wasn't it?
Reality, right? It's just so dull. That's why nobody pays it any mind. They'd rather chase pretty dreams. You really should have just stayed dreaming.
Why would you do something like this?
When someone close to you gets hurt, you want to become stronger for them. That desire and sadness, they make for a quality flame.
Is that why you arranged the attack? Conspired with Keves, sacrificed all those lives?
Without some hardship, humans don't come together. It was just the same with you.
Cut the crap! How could you put Fiona through this?
I know perfectly well what I did.
Oh!
But Fiona, she never once gave up. She wouldn't let the dream be all there was. That purity of purpose. It lifted everybody up. The need to support one another. She taught me that as well.
Ah, well, ain't that nice? Learn this! Oh, what are you...
Don't hurt my friend! Even if she's bad, she's still my friend!
Fiona! Oh.
Fiona! Lance!
Stand up. You can do better than this. Please, get up! You'll do your best for the others, won't you? You'll do all that you can, and then some.
Stop it! with you if you want. I'll fight by your side against whatever it is that's making you sad, Irma. So please, stop calling it a dream.
Hey, don't disappoint me like that. You've already made your choice. You chose what you wanted to see, and freely. Just how heavy is that banner? How many lives do you carry? Please, stop! All of their hopes. You did say you'd shoulder them, didn't you? You said you'd never break her.
You said we'd be together forever.
Crying about it won't change the truth. The fact is, your friends are dead, and I'm the one who killed them.
What? I'm just confused. I like it how Irma is actually just one of the strongest of the Ouroboros, or Ouroboros' Moebius foes that we've fought so far. Okay, we have to kill these wolves. That's what I was trying to do. Let's actually try and get them to focus. Because, yeah, we're going to have trouble unless we take out the wolves. And then we can probably just do, like, a one-shot chain attack to take the console out. Okay. False wolf. Yeah. It's just this one. Yeah, I'll hold on. I mean, we're doing fine. Boy, those buffs are numerous, actually. I was not expecting us to have so many buffs, but I guess Fiona's actually, like, pretty good. I will keep that in mind. Okay, gotta take out the other false wolf. Because, yeah, we just want to get rid of this one. If we only have one target to deal with, everything gets so much easier. Like, so much easier. Alright. Now, she's not really that injured. I could try and do a chain attack. I don't know. Damn it. This is part of the reason why I've stopped caring about directionality. Every time I try to, the, like, whatever foe I'm trying to hit just turns. Called for dogs? Dog. Dogs. There's two. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that chain attack for at least a little bit. I want to get her down to like half at the very least, mainly because maybe lower. Actually, alternatively, we got some solid buffs. Let's actually do it now. Here's what I'm thinking. I don't really care about the bonus. It doesn't matter that much to me. Okay, so how are we doing this? So, increases everybody's by 120%. Gets him a 25%. So if we start with him, he gets a bigger boost now. Alternatively, the calculus on this is tough, mainly because we don't have a whole lot of immediate value, though she is great. I guess let's start with a buff. That multiplies everybody else. Then we go for the topple, which we do get. Let's see. And then a daze. Well, we don't have the launch or the smash bit going, but that's fine. We'll live. Okay. Oh, it just barely got us the Bravo. Boy, this would have been sad if we didn't. Okay. I'll probably be fine. I might have to end it early. Ooh. Okay, those aren't exactly the people I wanted, but that's... I'll make it work. The main problem is... Charges the chain attack gauge as power charge to all allies. I'm just afraid that I'm going to deplete this with a lot of not greats. Which is my issue. Because if I lead into this one, I'm just going to be depleting us by 2 every time. What do we think? Go for broke? Go for broke. Okay. So start with him. Because here's the thing. If I can get it so it just brings back... any of my high value characters, maybe we'll be okay. Maybe. Maybe not, actually. Oh, that only brought... Uh-oh. Well, never mind. This is a dud. We'll get another shot. This is the one problem with having nothing but healers. Guess who we brought back? A healer. Well, it's okay. We'll get another chain attack here. Oh yeah, this didn't work. So maybe it's about time we switch one of them back to being not a healer. Oh, it's fine. We'll get another chain attack. This is really weird. Because, yeah, she just shouted, it hurts a lot, which is like... It doesn't sound like Moebius Eye is in a good state mentally. Which is really confusing, actually. Because it doesn't sound... It doesn't sound like this is really what they wanted. It missed. I almost could have actually done a double there. That would have been weird. We might kill her before we get the chain attack down, but no, I think we're going to get another one. I'll have to mess with the calculus on how to do the chain attack. Either that or it just cannot be done comfortably with this team. Because if we could, like, quick bring her back... Let's see. I've got another crit field. There we go. I don't think anybody's down. Hi. Time to try this again. I'm not very good at this part, apparently. Let's see. Start with him. Yeah, I think it's still better to go with that. Share our own buffs. Oh gosh, we have a lot of buffs. I think everybody has our buffs. Wow, we lucked that one out. don't think we're going to be able to. But we'll see. Nope. I needed a Bravo and we did not. There, we got a very sad cool, which is the issue. Okay, can't do you. Well, might as well do hers anyway. Okay, lead with him. And then if we go with her, just barely the 100, perfect. We get another cool. The problem is there's going to be another sad cool. But it might be enough to pull off a mecha. Okay, perfect. Okay. This is... Compared to some of my previous setups, this has been iffy. But that's okay. Alright. Topple. And we should be able to get a daze. Moebius eyes irregulars. Interesting. I don't know. I'm looking forward to the reveal on this one because I'm a little confused. It doesn't really match my expectations with everything. But I mean, I was kind of talking about this from the perspective of this whole game is a little funky. Like everybody's supposed to be evil and villainous, but it seems like mostly the reason why nothing has ever changed is just the villains were too strong, not because they're actually very good at their jobs. More or less success through literal Deus Ex Machina. Let's see. And there's no way I could do this. Interestingly enough, yeah, so we have to do it here. Oh, there's no point in me doing this. Correct? Correct. If I go tie on, might actually, maybe not. I don't know. Whatever. Maximum effort. Yeah, they did lose, like, all of their buffs, so I guess every time we do an action, it, like, wipes some of the clock. Oh, well. I am looking forward to eventually reaching the end of this game and getting a lot of answers, because the further I go, the more I just kind of feel like whatever happened to put the bad guys in charge here must have either been real stinky or whoever was in charge at stopping them was really terrible. I think it might boil down to the like original Noah and Mio were the ones that like saved the world and then went evil or something, at which point nobody could stand up to them. Like, that's the only thing I can think of that would be even close.
You really shouldn't cry for me. Sorry. You were my friend. But I couldn't save you. Fiona. You'll always be my Irma.
But why though? Those ribbons.
I see some relations have changed.
Huh. There's an area back here. It sure does exist, doesn't it? Does it just kind of loop back on itself with no other reason to be here? Freaking weird, man. Oh, I see. This was the mech. Duh. So effectively, the rock is where the mech, where the Pharaonis is, and vice versa, and that's why there's just this weird mech in an equally weird loop. And then this whole side area that had a weird rock that I went to kind of go look at. But not really, because... Oh, and all the flowers. Yep. Makes sense. And because it's flying, nobody would have noticed it on a physical level. Is this thing actually going up and down? It is. It still feels like a gross waste of power to have this thing that is perpetually hovering. Unless you can do that with 0 energy usage, which seems really confusing.
So this is where the flame clock was. How did we never see it before?
Look, I'm not great with words, but I wanted to say, I'm sure she was a complicated person too.
I'll never forgive what Irma did. I know I can never, ever forgive her. But if I'd never met her, I wouldn't be who I am today. She's taught me a lot as well.
Just promise you won't suffer alone, all right? If things get too much to bear, you can always talk to me.
Tallow.
If you need to grumble, or swear, or call someone names, I'm your man. I'll get rid of all your worries. You can count on this Turkin head, okay?
Same old Tallow.
She woke me up, you know. Irma did. Made me watch you. I couldn't move, but I followed every word you said.
Perhaps she didn't want you to be alone.
But then, why? Why do something like that? I'm supposed to be the Turkin head, not Irma.
I want to know about these Moebius people. I have to know what Irma was thinking. Will you let me fight by your side still?
No reason to say no.
You're already our friend, Fifi.
Don't ever forget how you're feeling right now. I think it'll keep you strong.
Yeah. I won't. Not ever.
Here we go!
That was very confusing.
I'll do my very best. Oh no.
And it's gonna be Lance. Yep. Okay, a unique healer that applies random buffs to allies and can strengthen the whole party with arts.
I see some relations have changed.
Cool. I'm still just very confused. Like, I get they had to kind of squeeze a boss battle in, but it still feels like Irma getting killed there was just kind of like a, well, we can't figure out how to write this that doesn't still make her evil. And, like, the really confusing part is, it almost felt like they kind of forced themselves to. Like, even the people writing the quest wanted Irma to be good and everybody here to be just kind of taken care of. Like, it would have made more sense if Irma was straight up just faking the whole thing. And in fact, here, let me rewrite this quest to make it a lot more compelling. So, everybody loves their console, loves it dearly. The reason why the Kevesi are raiding is because Irma went rogue. Hid the flame clock and has effectively just been flying under the radar the entire time, effectively lying. Eventually, some other console gets pissed off at her shirking her duties and not, you know, lifting her own weight. And more or less tries to force her to either start sacrificing the older ones just for, you know, sweet life juice, or actually start participating in the war, which is still super confusing, and I can't wait until somebody gives me an explanation on that one. But so instead of having Irma be evil, have Irma be this, like, consul that, you know, might not have been evil to start with, or actually, like, had the proper change of heart. And then this other consul comes in and more or less just wrecks Irma. And so maybe Irma's injured, maybe Irma is killed, but Irma remains kind of good to the, you know, Colony Mew denizens. And therefore you don't have to have this, like, really weird, like, bend over backwards, how do we make Irma evil without much screen time? And the answer was, I don't think they succeeded. I think they just mostly confused the shit out of me.
I think you operate it like so.
Huh. Where the hell does this go? Oh, over there. Oh, there's like a bunker. Cool.
Time to take the fast way.
That's like a hand. But that's not a Mechonis. What the hell? Because the Mechonis doesn't have a hand. What? That's confusing. I don't know what that hand is. There are a lot of questions. If I was more motivated, I'd go like absolutely bananas and try and like solve every environmental context clue with like a lore passage. Just spend like a year vadi-videoing the whole Xenoblade series. Would be interesting, but I think I'd lose my mind, so I don't think I'm going to. Oh yeah, and there's this just giant hole here. Wait, didn't they say that like trying to traverse this with airship wouldn't work? Because of storms? There's like a literal just singular cloud, which actually is animated really well. I don't know. Anyway, what was I gonna say? But yeah, you just have this other console roll in, destroy Irma, which, you know, obviously goes over very poorly with everyone. And then you kill them and break the flame clock after Irma passes away and reveals it. I don't know. That's the easiest way I can think of a way to write it that doesn't make it seem as weird as it did. Like, I don't know. Just thoroughly confused. Poster? Squad assignments are written out here. Talo Squad, Talo Kanata Shu. I don't know if any of this matters. No, it's all just background detail. Neat stuff, but doesn't really have much of a bearing on who's and what's. Can I go out the store? Oh, I can. Neat. Alright, cool. I don't know where this is going to go episode-wise. It might actually be the end of one. Yeah, actually probably is going to be. So, thanks for watching. See you next time.